My name is Jillian Kaplan, and welcome to Telco to TechCO. I am here with Joao Kluck Gomes from NVIDIA. Joao, thanks for joining me. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
All right. Hello, everyone, and thanks, Gillian and Dell, for hosting our chat today. So my name is João Gomes. My background is in technology, networking, and data centers. Uh, I work at NVIDIA. I joined NVIDIA around 5 years ago with the mission to help telecommunication companies adopt AI. Um, I guess fast forward to now, we have a thriving, growing business with telcos as they are realizing the potential of AI in both driving down costs, improving customer experience, but also creating new revenue opportunities. I'm excited to talk more about that here.
Yeah, very excited. And you were ahead of your time, right? Because 5 years ago, not a lot of people were talking about AI for telecoms, but now everyone's talking about it. So here we are. Perfect. So can you tell us a little bit about AI Factory and what the opportunity is for telecoms with the AI Factory that the products we've co-built together?
Awesome. Yeah, AI factory is a very catchy term, right? But basically, it means this is a new type of data center that has been designed and optimized for AI and generative AI, right? It's a blueprint designed for workflows like LLM foundational model training, model fine tuning, RAG, and inference, right? Um, and why we call it factory, right? AI factory, because this is kind of a factory, but instead of producing or manufacturing goods, it manufactures intelligence in the form of tokens. So it's very cool, right? AI factory, and and I think it sounds very trivial, right? Like and catchy, like a factory that manufactures intelligence. But actually, generative AI is the most computational intensive task that we have ever done, right? It's just a few years what we can do today was just not possible, right? And basically, these AI factories are able to take all of the world digital information, right? Which is really like measuring hundreds of trillions of gigabytes, right? Imagine the whole world of digital information and use that as kind of raw material in this manufacturing line, in this AI factory to basically create a model that is compact and compress all of that knowledge in a few gigabytes of memory, right? And then this model, when presented with a question, with a request, it showcases intelligence, right? It produces intelligence, showcases creativity. So it's pretty remarkable, right? And complex, but AI factory is a very, very nice way to put it.
Package it up nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is like some of the opportunity with AI Factory for communication service providers that you see?
Right. Well, so AI Factory is basically the foundation for AI and generative AI, right?
Mhm.
And telcos can do different things with AI and generative AI. From on one side, obviously, they can use AI to improve their own business, right? Driving down costs and improving customer care, and things like chatbot and AI chatbot, AI assistants to assist call center operators or provide self-service experience. There is a lot that telcos are doing in terms of improving their own operations with AI and generative AI, and AI Factory is the foundation for that. However, right, it doesn't really stop there. AI factories also present a great opportunity for telcos to create a new business, right? To create a new business, and this is really my focus, right? Um, and on this creation of new business, as you know, right, there is a race ongoing for enterprises, for countries, for startups to adopt generative AI, right? There is a rush, there is a race in the market because that technology is so transformative, right? The foundation for that is our AI factories, and AI factories honestly are not being built fast enough, right? There is a massive demand, and this demand is not being met. This infrastructure is not being built fast enough, and telcos, they are in a great place to help create that new infrastructure, to help deploy that new infrastructure, right? If you think about telcos are the provider of essential services to the countries where they operate, right? So they are the trusted national infrastructure provider. Telcos also happen to have data centers, right? Because of their core connectivity business. Telcos sitting a lot of data center capabilities that now like is golden, right? So they can use this trusted aspect that they have in their markets, plus the data centers that they have, to basically turn those into AI factories and start helping their national ecosystem of enterprises, startups, government, universities to really adopt AI, right? And be part of this new economy. So I think this is a unique opportunity for telcos, and we are seeing a massive uptake with several examples.
So you talked about, all the data center real estate that telecoms have, right? That they've been sitting on for decades and decades. And when we think about sovereign AI, like having those data centers is incredibly important. So how are NVIDIA and Dell working together to help and support telecoms that want to become sovereign AI factory providers? Like how is that working, right? Because they have all this data center real estate to make it happen.
Right. So obviously, NVIDIA, we have lots of experience in building the world's largest AI supercomputers, right? That's pretty much what we do for a living, and that's what we need to develop AI, to create AI, and we do that in very close partnership with Dell and everything that we do together. Um, Basically, the way we help these telcos to become a cloud provider is through reference architectures and technical capabilities. We take all of our experience in building these AI supercomputers, and we basically codify that into what we call reference architectures that are basically blueprints, end-to-end blueprints, to help these NCP partners and NVIDIA cloud partners to build this infrastructure, this AI factory infrastructure designed and optimized for generative AI and large language models, right? So these reference architectures are available to NVIDIA cloud partners that then use this standardized blueprint to reduce time and cost of creating and offering it into their markets. And obviously, these reference architectures are built together with our partners like Dell, right? Like across the different components, the compute, the network, the storage, bringing it all together in a very specific way, right? And the NVIDIA cloud partners, the telcos, in my case, they benefit a lot from these reference architectures, right? That includes not only like the infrastructure layer, but all the software and AI capabilities that NVIDIA builds on top of it, right? Because obviously we have a large ecosystem of developers and AI builders that use all of those software and capabilities, right? And the NCPs, by building infrastructure that are really optimized for those, they become also a partner for our extended ecosystem, right? So if you're a developer, you're building like a large language model or retrieval augmented generation model, right? You can work with NCPs to access their infrastructure, and you know that that infrastructure is aligned with the performance and the AI requirements, right? Because we build it all together. So I think that is really the power of the NVIDIA Cloud Partner Program, the work that we do together with Dell to align these reference architectures and be able to fulfill it, right? With the servers and the technology that you build across compute, network, storage, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I love that. And I had actually the CEO of Lintasarta on the vlog a couple episodes ago, Bayu Hanantasena, and he talked about building their monetization GPU as a service platform on Dell and NVIDIA. And it's a great example of, a telecom becoming an AI cloud provider. Can you talk a little bit more about that and,
Yeah.
other examples that there might be? Because that's obviously a really exciting and big one that we've worked on together.
Yeah, no, that's a great example, and also a great example of how we work together to enable partners, Indosat, Lintasarta in this case, to quickly deploy these infrastructures, right? So this is complex infrastructure. If you don't really have like this reference architecture blueprints and this program behind and the work that we do together, it will just take too long for companies like Indosat Lintasarta to be able to implement it. So it's very important. But we love Indosat Lintasarta case. Is really a very representative example on how telcos are really pursuing new business and creating new opportunities for themselves, right? Like first, like Indonesia, it's a thriving young nation, right? Big global aspirations, and they really want to participate into the new AI economy, right? And Indosat through Lintasarta are really creating the conditions for that to happen, right? Creating the conditions for that to happen. Basically, Lintasarta has become an NVIDIA cloud partner, right? And last month they launched their Merdeka cloud, right? Which is basically their AI platform powered by NVIDIA and Dell. And the whole point of Merdeka Cloud is like what they say, empower Indonesia with AI, right? Like, so imagine like now the whole Indonesian ecosystem of, universities, the government, the startups, the national enterprises, they have access to all the tools and resources and infrastructure that they need to be able to adopt AI and drive AI, right? So I think that's awesome. And obviously, this is not only restricted to Indonesia. As I mentioned, like we cannot build this AI factory fast enough, right? So there is a lot of regional demand that will be addressed by Indosat Lintasarta as well. And the other thing that I really like about Indosat and Lintasarta is what they're doing beyond building this AI platform, right? Beyond the AI platform, they are not stopping there. They are also working with the ecosystem to create a national language model, right? That basically incorporates their national language, their dialects, their culture, and create a foundation, right? They call it Sahabat AI. That model is a national model, national large language model that will become the foundation for the ecosystem to create services on top, right? Services on their own language, right? So imagine then that the government, they could create like chatbot services for the citizens, right? So if you need to renew your driver license, if you have questions about taxes or whatever it is, right? You start to use these tools and capabilities to basically make it easier for the people, right, to get the information that they need. So I think there are many reasons why Indosat Lintasarta is a great example, right? And we could go on, and I love your podcast with Bio, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it was really fun. And it was great that, they've been so innovative in that space and like to your point, really making an impact using AI in Indonesia. And when NVIDIA and Dell have now launched a suite of solutions specifically for telecom outcomes and for other communication service providers that are ready to really like dive in and, capitalize on the AI opportunity. How big, like, do you think this opportunity is, especially with this suite of solutions that we've brought to market now?
Yeah, well, we are still in early days, right? But the opportunity is big, it's massive. This is like really transformative, right? And in my long career with working with telcos, right, I have never seen like telcos moving so fast to capture a new opportunity. Um, in the last, I don't know, 1.5 years, like not long ago, right, 12 to 18 months, we have really seen like dozens of telcos becoming NVIDIA cloud partner, making significant investments to create this sovereign AI cloud infrastructures, right? And this is all public reference, right? There are so many like SoftBank in Japan or ITL in Malaysia, Singtel in Singapore, Tata in India, right? Orido, Swisscom, Telenor, Iliad, Scaleway, right? There are so many
Only a
examples.
few.
Yeah, and it's I never seen it happening that fast, right? In my career, right? And then Indonesia, Lintasarta, there are so many examples, and this is complex, right? The AI factory like is a catchy term, but what is behind is like complex technology that a few years ago was really not possible. So I think that's where like the work that we do together to create reference architecture blueprints and basically the receipts on how we go about doing it but then also like making it real, right? Like working, for example, with you guys and making sure, you know, that that it can be actionable. You can actually build like with your products and technologies in a few months, you can have this AI factories up and running. I think this is all about the work that we do together to enable and create the conditions for it to happen so quick.
I love that. This was an awesome conversation. Thank you so much for joining me. Really excited about our recent announcements and excited to see more communication service providers be able to leverage AI to improve their businesses.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.